As embarrassing as this is, I always thought that I was bulletproof.
A North Texas consumer is now sounding the alarm over a convincing scam. She says she knew the typical red flags, but the scammer was still able to gain her confidence. NBC5 Responds reporter Diana Zoga shows us what happened and how scams are evolving with AI.
I thought I was bulletproof, but they're good.
In Ingrid Marletta's circle, she's often the one who can spot a con.
Look at this email. I'm like, scam.
Marletta says she knew the warning signs, and yet
I'm looking to speak on this Ingrid Marletta.
She says this voicemail convinced her to respond. The caller said he was with the Denton County Sheriff's Office, gave a name. Marletta did a quick web search. There was someone by that name at the agency.
I have family that lives in Denton, so I called back. He then told me that he was calling because I had a warrant for my arrest, which was shocking.
Marletta says the caller shared these documents saying a task force is reviewing COVID-19 pandemic relief loans, and that Marletta, a small business owner, was supposed to go to court to show a bank statement. The caller said she had a warrant for missing the court date, which would have been her son's graduation.
I had 100 people in my house for his graduation, and my house was turned upside down. So to me, I was like, I could have very well missed a letter easily.
The warrant the caller sent to Marletta included the name of an actual court clerk and judge and other federal officials. Marletta says the caller did not ask her for money, which she says would have been a red flag. Instead, he provided the jail address and told her what to bring to turn herself in.
Now he's put me into panic mode, which is their MO. They get you panicked and backed into a corner. So then I asked him, is there any other way I can handle this without going to jail?
Marletta says he told her she could pay a bond over the phone. He sent her a new court date and a receipt for $3,500 Marletta sent through a payment app. Even though Marletta says her bank did try to warn her this was potential fraud. Later, Marletta says she realized it was a scam when the caller contacted her again to say a family member was on the warrant list too. The Denton County Sheriff's Office tells us this is a scam. No one in law enforcement is legitimately calling people about warrants. The judge listed on the warrant confirms she didn't sign this. And the FDIC tells us these documents are not real. Looking back, Marletta says the caller was friendly, low pressure. It didn't sound like he was in a call center somewhere. And he talked like a fellow Texan.
I'm a born and raised Texan. He had the charming Texas accent and just sounded exactly what a Denton County sheriff would probably sound like in my head.
You would give me a call back?
We don't know where this call came from, if it originated in the U.S. or somewhere overseas.
Clearly, this was a slick operation.
Either way, Teresa Murray, the consumer watchdog director at the nonprofit U.S. Public Interest Research Group, warns the person calling can use AI to sound like anyone from anywhere.
You could create the voice of a 50-year-old woman who lives in Montana and moved from New York City, okay? And you just plug in the parameters and it just happens in seconds.
A search online brings up a list of AI voice cloning options. Many of them are free. I can type a sentence and it almost instantly converts it to a voice. It sounds human. Combine this with tools that scrape the web for information about you, and a scam tailored to you, targeting you, is born.
We've probably only seen the beginning of it, honest to God. It is going to get worse with the amount of information that these bad guys know about us when they call us.
Which is why Murray says even savvy consumers shouldn't feel immune.
Anyone who says, oh, that couldn't happen to me, or gosh, how did that person fall for that? They should just stop right there.
I am so grateful.
Marletta got her money back. Bank of America tells us when Marletta reported the fraud, it was able to recover the money from the scammer's account. The bank says that's rare, to catch funds before the scammer drains the account and vanishes.
If I can switch the light switch on for one person to not fall for this scam, then I've accomplished something, and that supersedes any embarrassment, any comments I'm gonna get online.
Marletta says if you ever get a stressful, unexpected call, phone a friend or family member. A scam caller will try to convince you to stay on the line. Hang up anyway and talk it through with a real person you know and trust.
My hope and my prayer with this interview is that other people's hard-earned money is not thrown away.
Diana Zoga, NBC5 Responds.
I want to share this one with loved ones here. Really important information. You know, Bank of America tells NBC5 Responds that it prioritizes client protection and takes action to warn clients about scams, as it did in this case. It also says if your financial institution warns you about a scam, don't transfer any money. You know, early warning, the operator of Zelle, that's the payment app Marletta used, says if consumers suspect fraud, they should contact their bank or credit union immediately. And the FTC says impersonation scams are the top scam reported to the agency. Someone may try to convince you that they're with the government, your bank, or a company that you do business with. Just hang up and call the company or agency directly using a phone number or a website that you know is real. Never use the phone number given to you in an unexpected call, text, or email.
Thank you, Marletta. Right?
Sure.
The NBC5 Response team answers hundreds of requests for help each month. So far this year, we've helped North Texas consumers recover more than $150,000. If you have a story, find us at NBCDFW.com/response.